What's up, everybody? It's Zach. I'm here with my now 10-second LsBluu's. Now I know 10-second quarter mile isn't that fast to a lot of people, but it's been a major goal for the truck for me for the past 2 years. Whenever I got the truck done 2.5 years ago, I was like, man, wouldn't it be so cool to run a 10-second quarter mile in this thing? And I made it happen. This video is going to be how I made that happen. I'm going to tell you everything I have done to the truck in order to get it to where it's at. And it's been a long journey of failure and success. And this weekend we had some major success. But I'm not a professional engine builder. I'm not a professional racer. I'm just some guy who works on semi trucks and has an S10 that I put a V8 in and sprayed some nitrous and made it happen. Now I've got some friends who had Trans Ams, Camaros. There was cam heads, intake, LS1 cars. They were in the 680s, like low 680s on a 200 shot or less than that. And I really wanted to prove to them and to me that I could take my cam only 5.3 with a 150 shot and get it into the 6s, into the 10s. All right, so the truck is a stock bottom end 5.3 liter. Whenever I put this engine in, I put it on my stand, flipped it upside down, looked at the crank, cleaned it, and put it in the truck. As you can see, stock Gen 4 truck intake, LS1 stage 3 cam, stock 862 heads. I threw on some long tube headers and a cold air intake. As you can see, it's still, I guess you could say, full interior. I took the passenger seat out just because it's kind of heavy. There's no Kirkies in here just yet. Still has all the headliner and everything, the dash, just everything. I have my 9-inch rear end. As you can see, my stock factory shocks there. I have cow tracks on it. And as you know, if you've seen my other video, you know that I have the 9010 Calvert Racing front drag shocks on here. So there's not a lot of suspension work, which kind of showed this weekend because it could have went a little bit faster. It bounced a little bit on the initial hit. But I believe once we get some good adjustable shocks in the back and some new slicks, that'll be eliminated and we can go a little bit faster. What I have in this here folder is everything that I have ever done to this truck. From when it was a stock 4.3 to the paint job that needs to be redone, to the engine swap, everything. This receipt here is for the 4L60E that is in this truck. It has been rebuilt. It has a Sonax SmartTech drum in it, the reverse drum, a dual cage sprag, GPZ clutches, the 5-pinion planetaries, Corvette servo, solenoids, manifold pressure sensor, steel accumulators, Sonax boost valve, bonded pistons, filter, and a sun shell. Now, I'm not one to really boast about how much I've spent. I really don't care about the money and all that. But the transmission cost me around $2,000. David Ford in Lebanon, Kentucky built it, and he did a fantastic job with it. I've never had any problems with it. I have an excellent cooler up front. I've got a Billet Specialties 4000 single disc torque converter in it. It's a little big, but with that cam combo, I need a bigger stall. The cruising around town, it's not bad. It's pretty comfortable. One thing that really helps this truck is what it weighs, and this is what it weighs. A little bit lighter than I was expecting to be. I also have the tailgate on there, so that's probably about 40 pounds. Now, this old truck's not something that you're gonna find winning car shows or anything. It's got problems. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. And if you're wanting to do something like this, run a 10, run an 11, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can do heads cam intake, 5.3, 6.0, 6.2s, whatever. But I'm just showing you that you can run a 10-second quarter mile with literally a cam only 5.3 with 100 shot of nitrous. As long as you have a good transmission and a good rear end and really factory suspension other than cow tracks. I had to have those. I was to the point where it wasn't working. What you really need to focus on when you're trying to do something like this is not quitting. Last time I went out and I raced Mike in that black turbo Sonoma, I went an 11.0, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, the truck's just not going to go 10s. We made it happen. We went out, I hauled it, I took the entire exhaust off, and I put those turn downs on it. It freed up some weight, and it freed up the airflow for the nitrous, and I gained a couple mile per hour on it. My next plan for the truck, I have a set of 243 stock heads in the shop here. I'm going to take those and have them milled down, and I'm probably going to do some home porting on them and free them up a little bit. There'll be a video on that, so stay tuned. Also, I have some new injectors that I'm going to throw in, and we're going to turn the nitrous up to a 250 shot. I'm going to get some new tires, dual adjustable shocks in the rear, and we're really going to find out what this stock 5.3 can do. By then, it'll be a heads cam 5.3. The intake, I'm going to leave the stock truck intake alone. It does good, it makes good torque, and there's nothing wrong with it in my opinion. I'm also looking at ways I can drop some weight, because she's not fat, but I want it to be about 3,000 pounds even without me in it. As you've seen, it's about 3160 right now without me in it, and the tailgate on it. Like, I think the tailgate would probably take away 30-40 pounds at most. It's not a massive difference, but it's weight that I can remove at the track. I found a company online that makes core supports here that are lightweight. They only weigh a couple pounds. I'm going to probably do that. I'm debating on removing my inner fender wells, but where the truck is a daily driver, I would rather keep them. I'm also looking into getting Kirky seats and stripping some of the interior out. Not a whole lot, leaving it comfortable to drive, but just removing some unwanted weight. Also have been debating on getting a fiberglass race hood, but I don't want a hood that has the pins in it. I'd rather keep my factory latch here, because there's just something about that I like. I don't want to forget to put the pins in the hood and they go flying off into the air. I've seen that happen a couple times at the track. I know I can get a race bumper, lightweight, and I need to be discussing with my wife about a roll cage, because she said, you're in the 10s now, I think it's time we start doing something about a roll cage, or at least a roll bar. I know you can get them online from Jegs for like $300 or $400, and it's the full kit that you have to weld. Obviously you have to install it yourself. So we've got a lot of work to do over the next couple months. I'm probably not going to go racing anymore this year. I'm kind of limited with my traction, unfortunately, with my slicks and my stock shocks. So I'm going to do a bunch of work this winter, and first time out next year, I'm going to shoot for maybe a 1050 and maybe a 650 in the 8th. Either, I don't really know where it's going to be. A 650 would be awesome, and obviously would have to have a cage to race, but that would really be cool. I've also been discussing the possibilities of making some hoodies and some shirts of the truck here, and whenever they're ready to be sold, we've already got some designs in the works. They'll be on S10 Life's website. I'll leave a link below in the description so you can check out what they've got on there right now, but I'm not sure what the prices are going to be or what the final product is going to look like, but we've got a couple things in the works right now, and so far they're looking really good. It's nothing going to be crazy yet. I've got a couple other ideas that we're going to try to do, but be on the lookout for those. Well, I hate to bore you guys more with some talking, but I'm just going to end it off here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you click thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe, share this video, because there's going to be a lot more. YouTube has been really good lately on here, and we'll see it.